So we're going to look at week 4 of our daily math review for 5th grade. So we're going to start with our order of operations. And of course, for this first one, we have multiplication, addition, and division. So we know we have to multiply and divide from left to right. So I'm going to start with this 3 times 4, which gives me 12. And then I still have this plus and divided by. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out this 12 divided by 3 because I have to divide before I add. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now I just have 12 plus 4 is 16. So now I'm going to come down here, 12 divided by 2 minus 2 times 2. Lots of 2's in this problem. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So now I'm going to have minus 2 times 2, which is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. So I'm going to come down here, write this number in standard form. Standard form, remember, just means writing the number the normal way, like you're used to. So I have 700, 3, and 8 tenths. So you're looking at the number and its place value. So I have 700, 3, so these are my whole numbers here. And then 8 tenths is the only number I have in decimal form. So my answer is going to be 703 and 8 tenths. So I'm going to come up here and add my fractions. You all know I like to change colors for these. So I'm going to take a look at this number, this 10 in the denominator, and I'm going to turn this 5 into a 10 by multiplying my denominator and my numerator by 2. So 5 times 2 gives me 10. 3 times 2 is 6. And then I still have plus 1 over 10. 6 plus 1 gives me 7. And I'm not going to do anything to my denominators. They stay the same. Now I have how many 1/2 cup servings of cereal are in 2 cups of cereal. So I'm going to draw us a picture for this. So there's 1 cup, 2 cups, and how many 1/2 cup servings? That means out of 2. So if I split my cups, here's 1 cup right there, and I'm going to split it in 2, and here's my second cup. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2 cup servings of cereal. Hi, boys and girls. We're now going to work on Tuesday. So it says write an expression for this statement. Add 4 and 6, then divide by 2. So we've talked about before that to be able to add 4 and 6 before we divide, we have to have some parentheses around here. So I'm going to put parentheses 4 plus 6 and then divided by 2. Another way this could be written is 4 plus 6 and then over 2, just like that. But we'll talk about that later. All right, next we have round each number to the nearest whole. So a whole number could look like this, or you could just underline the 4. And so I'm going to look to the number to the right. Is it 5 or more so I can raise the score? No, it's not. So it's going to stay 204. So I'm going to underline my whole number of 9, or I could look at it as 329. Look to the number to the right. Is it 5 or more, raise a score? Nope. 329. So both of those stay the same. All right, our next one gets fun. Robin painted 1/3 of the wall, and Rob painted 1/2 of the wall. How much of the wall is unpainted? So keep in mind, this and this is painted, but the question says how much of it is unpainted. So Robin painted 1/3. Rob painted 1/2. So we're going to find out how much of the wall is painted right now. Well, I'm noticing 1/3 and 1/2 have different denominators. So I'm going to make it have the same denominator. So 1/3 and 1/2 can both go into 6th. So to turn 1/3 and 1/2 into a 6th, I'm going to multiply those by something. This one's going to be a 2, and this one's going to be a 3 to turn into 6. So 3 times 2 gives me a 6. So 1 times 2 gives me a 2. 2 times 3 gives me that 6 right here. 1 times 3 gives me a 3. So now we're going to add our numerators. 2 times 3 gives me 5. And we're keeping our denominator the same. So 5/6 of this wall is painted. To find out how much is unpainted, we need to make that out of one whole. So one whole, which would be 6 out of 6, minus 5/6 is going to give me how much is unpainted. So 6 minus 5 is 1. Keep our denominators the same, 6. So 1/6 of the wall is unpainted. So our last problem says we need to solve 300 minutes equals how many hours? Well, I know there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So if I have 300 minutes, how many hours am I going to have? Well, so 60 minutes. I'm going to just start taking guesses over here. If I multiply it by, what would give me, so if I multiplied it by 5, 5 times 0 is 0, 6 times 5 is 30. So it's going to be 5 hours because 5 times our 60 minutes is going to give us 300 minutes. So just some little guess and check there. So 3 minutes equals how many seconds? So there are 60 seconds in a minute, and I have 3 minutes. So how many seconds would that be? 180. 0 times 3 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. So 180 seconds. So Wednesdays says we are going to subtract 2 from our pattern. So I'm just going to fill this out. 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Because remember, this is a function table. I'm going to switch pen colors here. So our pattern over here for this function table is add 2. We find that pattern at the top. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So now to come over here and create these ordered pairs, all you're doing is taking what you have from this pattern and you're sticking it over here with a comma in the middle. So we have 10, 8, 8, 6, 6, 4, and 4, 2. Over here, we're taking this one and bringing it over here. So 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 8, and 8, 10. So now we're going to plug these in. Remember, we always start over here in the origin. The origin is right here at that spot 0, 0. And our first number is going to tell us which way to go towards the right because these are all positive numbers. And the second number tells us how many to go up, and then we place our dot. So we have 10, 8. So I'm going to go all the way over 10 and up 8. Then I'm going to go over 8 and up 6. Oops, didn't mean to put that dot there. Over 6 and up 4. And then over 4 and up 2. And then I can connect those dots. I'm going to write subtract 2. I'm writing subtract 2 because that's what our rule was up here at the top. So now I'm going to do our function of add 2. So always start at the origin. I'm going over 2 and up 4. Over 4 and up 6. Over 6 and up 8. Last but not least, over 8 and up 10. We connect those, and then we're going to write that rule, which is add